Hey, Pete. He's
I
actually
can
Sovereign.
unmute
How you
myself.
doing? Hey, yeah, excellent. How you doing, bro? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. What about you? You good?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well.
Good stuff. It's good to talk to you because I've been following your work for some time. So it's nice to actually speak to you in person, even
Thank
though it's over Zoom.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I keep meaning to try and get out to certain places, and
Yeah,
one of them is to come up and see you guys as well.
yeah, we can sort that out. We're holding special guests now in the Midlands in Leicester. So yeah, you can come down and we'll put you in a nice venue. It's yeah, we can do that. Get it sorted.
Oh, that's fine, mate. I'll just take a drive up and drive back again.
Cool.
So, what's the deal? What's the deal, man? Talk to me.
Well, yeah, I'm not too sure. And I'm not too sure who set this up. But I don't mind having a little chat with you, maybe ask you some questions, see where the conversation goes.
Certainly.
Maybe we can chat for a little short while and then let people ask questions and we'll try and answer them. And I like it to be organic, just get
No,
everyone
totally.
involved.
That's what it's about. That's what it's
Yeah,
about. Like we're all on the same journey. So,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I do want to touch on that as well. Within the freedom movement, truth movement, that sort of stuff, there is a lot of good people out there putting out some good information. Okay. I'm on record of saying I don't want followers. I don't want anyone to follow me.
yeah,
And I also want to say that I don't know everything. I
yeah.
think the first step to wisdom is I don't know. And then the second step is I don't know everything and I never will. So I would just want to get that out there. So everyone who's doing their own sort of topic, they're good on that area. And this is where you come into play because you know your stuff when it comes to the birth certificate and you know far more than I know. So I tip my hat to your knowledge in that area.
No, thank you, thank you. I mean, like, first of all, could you just tell people, because a lot of people on here don't know who you are really in
Yeah,
a certain sense. So just give a lowdown on what you do with the Sovereign Project, man, because it's a
yeah.
really good thing you're doing, and a lot of people you've got up in it's Leicester, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Set
yeah.
up in Leicester. That's where it all began.
Just
Um,
please go ahead, man.
yeah, no, it's it all came about very brief. It all came about like in 2020, 2021. And obviously we had the lockdowns, although that wasn't I was not involved in any of that, so I declined the offer to lockdown. And I was noticing everyone was panicking over mandates, and I was like, what's going on? Don't these people understand basic contract law? You can't just be mandated like that. You have to agree to a contract first.
Mm.
So I had the idea. I had to get this information out to people. So I set up a website called the Sovereign Project. And on there, there's a whole load of free information. This is information that I've been collecting over the years, just putting bits together. And I said to people, there you go, download it, learn how the system works, just learn the basics. And it sort of evolved. I got asked to do some podcasts, which I did. And I ended up speaking at a local pub here in Leicester. So I started doing like a weekly workshop because people wanted to hear more. So I put a lot of the work that I'd put together into handouts. I created like a PowerPoint as well. And every week I would do a presentation and I'll go through the basics with people. So it all started with trying to explain people that there's different levels to law, different jurisdictions, and where law comes from and what legislation is, different forms of law, where maritime law came from. I also explain the plebtorial system, which is where you've got most people are trapped in the plebtorial system, which is because they're brainwashed, they don't know any knowledge, and they're caught up in it, and they're being pulled into the legal system thinking it's law when it's not. So I go through all this. I show people the power of the signature, how to put together a notice so they can actually, serve notice on people. I go through how the police actually operate. So I show people that the police actually have no authority at all. They're bluffing on everything. It's all commerce. So I
Oh,
show people that. Yeah, it is. It's all commerce. I'll go through all that, go through affidavits, go through the lien process and all the rest of it. So I try and put people on the right track. So basically what the Sovereign Project, what it's for, is I noticed a lot of people were waking up in 2020, realizing there was something very wrong with the legislation that government was coming out with. And then they were going online and falling into a lot of traps. Okay. They were getting caught up in UCC, and the birth certificate was another one. And they were completely lost. They were going into court saying, I'm operating under common law. And then they were being absolutely decimated and they didn't know what they were doing. So the idea of the Sovereign Project is to get people on the right track, give them a good foundation of knowledge, and then they're ready to take on the more complicated stuff like UCC, the birth certificate, and all that sort of stuff, and try and steer people away from all the traps and the con men that are online. So simply, and we're doing a lot more behind the scenes as well. We're putting together the remedies. It's not just about education. We want to create the remedies and the solutions. We're putting together a solution for the cashless society. So we've got something in the works for that. We've got trusts. We've got professionals on board now that can help you with trust, set your trust up so you can protect your assets. We've got a gold bullion dealer on board now. That's what I'm trying to do. So people can come to the Sovereign Project, learn the basics, and then we can give them the solutions. And go, there you go.
So what's the website address for people?
Yeah, sure. It's the sovereignproject.live, and it's free to join. Now, we had to put a login. Okay, so we couldn't operate a website that was completely open for two reasons. One, we would be hit by the bots, which would be constantly downloading from our website, and that will destroy our bandwidth and crash the site. But two, this is the important thing. I can say whatever I want on a private website. Okay. So if it's public, I'm getting pulled into the public jurisdiction, which I don't want to do. Okay. But if I do it in private and people have to sign up, become a member, then I can say whatever I want. I'm not actually causing any conflicts or anything like that.
This is it. This is it. But that's cool. That's cool. That's good. I hope everybody got that as well. But yeah, I mean, so any questions you want to know about, and what do you want to know about? I mean, and it's nice to talk as well, actually. Thanks. And thanks to Priya.
Yes.
Priya. Thank you. Thanks to Priya as well for setting it up. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. There's some questions. I get asked quite a few questions, obviously, and a lot about the birth certificate. And I always say to people, go and see Hornseywood. So I've been promoting your YouTube channel, saying, go and see him. He knows his stuff.
Thank you.
But I'm just wondering if I get a lot of people saying, I wasn't born in England. Is the birth certificate the same in other countries? Now, I know the process is different. The paperwork is different, but the general thing is still the same. You're still getting pulled into the Sesta KV Trust and all the rest of it. I just wondered if you've got any knowledge on birth certificates that operate in different countries, maybe India. I get a lot of that. People go, I've got an Indian birth certificate. And is that the same?
The thing about it, I mean, like most people, they tend to turn to their birth certificate, which is not a problem. The name is the most important thing because we've attached ourselves to the name anyway. But if people are in India, Australia, Austria, America, wherever, if they come to England and they want to stay in England, they get naturalized. So they get a legal document there. And that naturalization paper basically says, okay, we're going to let you in our country. And basically, we're going to give you a naturalization paper so we can get to your resources.
Yes. So
you're basically handing over yourself to the United Kingdom and giving them your resources. So it doesn't matter about, I'm not saying it doesn't matter about your birth certificate, but the naturalization paper comes above that because that's the last document what's created.
Right.
For the government anyway. So their whole crossover from a different country is saying, okay, if a person's from India, then if they get brought over to England, if they get naturalized and they get their cards or like a visa card or papers or whatever, then they're seen as a United Kingdom citizen now.
Yeah.
Now they're on a citizenship. Yeah. So they're looked after by United Kingdom, but not England. Do you see? That's the thing. Right. So their naturalization paper would be the document. But the most important thing on top of that is really the name. The name is the most important thing because whatever country you come from, wherever you go, you're always going to carry your name with you. Do you see? And they're always going to contract with that name by giving you the naturalization paper. That's a contract.
Yes.
And as you know about contracts, you see, it's like once you get into contract, and because United Kingdom is a corporation as well.
Yes.
Basically, whoever's name on their naturalization papers will be in capital letters, as we know as well. So they're going to be contracting with an implied company, not a man or a woman.
Yes.
You see. So, yes. I mean, I hope that answers stuff in that certain respect, because I say to people, don't really get held up by the birth certificate or any paperwork, because really and truly, when we was born, okay, our mother or parents gave us our name, but really and truly, did they give it us? Because if I asked you, do you have a lawful document for your Christian name? You can't give me that. You can give me a legal document, which is a certified copy of an entry birth certificate, as it's called. Do you see? But it's not a lawful document.
Correct.
And the birth certificate is only representing the surname, which is the debtor, which is the family. So if the family's father or parents or whatever, grandparents or whatever, get into debt and then they pass away, the debt comes down to the surname debtor. And you're part of that surname debtor. So that's why we shouldn't run around with the surname debtor and we go for the Christian name. So, but the problem is, what I'm having at the moment is I'm trying to get hold of the certificate of name given.
Wow.
Now, you've got the certificate of name given in baptism, and you've got the certificate of name not in baptism. But the thing about it, I mean, like, it doesn't matter if you was baptized or not baptized, you will still have a Christian name. So you've got to have a lawful document for that name. Do you see? I mean, I don't want to go off track a bit, but I mean, I hope that answers the question about the naturalization paper with the birth certificate. Whatever documents you get is always going to stand above. That's why the deed poll is so important. Even if somebody was over here and they was naturalized, say from India, as you mentioned, and they came over here and were naturalized, they can go and get their name as a deed poll, because it takes it away from the capital letter name, which is the implied company.
Right.
Do you see?
Yeah. Now, on this deed poll as well, that's ecclesiastical law jurisdiction, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
now,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, well, one question I was going to ask is that I know people can change their name through deed poll, but I'm thinking, is that not your name, but you're just changing the corporate name on your birth certificate, if that makes sense? Is that what you're doing when you go through the deed poll?
Well, what you're doing with the deed poll, because your name is recognized from the day we was born as capital letters.
Yep.
We're going to the deed poll to change the style of the name. The style is the capitalization and the way it's written. Uppercase and lowercase is a style. Two capital letters is a style. Do you see? So it's not really. I mean, as you said earlier on, a lot of people going to court and say, "Yeah, I'm the free man" or whatever, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But do you see, it's really it's just a corporate body, really, and it's just a name. So if we attach ourselves to a capital letter name, then yes, we're going to want to run down the court. But if we're not a capital letter name and we know that, then we just send our limited company documents in.
Got you.
You see, I mean, they recognize that. Sorry.
No worries, mate. Yeah, I think we might have to touch on the court, because I think a lot of people get confused of what's actually going in or what's happening in this court. And this is where a lot of people fall foul of the system, because they go to court and they think it's a court of law, and they go, no, it's not a court of law at all. In fact, that court is not even operating in the country that you think you live in. It's a foreign vessel.
Totally.
So so you leave your country, you're actually entering into a foreign vessel with a completely different jurisdiction. This is why when people go there, say, I'm operating under common law, I'm operating under the Magna Carta or under the Constitution, they lose, because you're not operating in that jurisdiction anymore. Totally. So, but it's all commerce.
Yes.
People have to understand it's a maritime court, if you will. And yeah, it's commerce. And there is no tax to pay in the port. But when you enter a country, which is, like you say, it's a corporation, you're entering that jurisdiction, and then you've got to pay import tax.
Administration fees and everything.
Yes.
That's the thing. The thing about it is, see, what men and women don't seem to recognize is that when they class themselves and see themselves as a person under the jurisdiction of the United Kingdom, yes, them courts are law. Because it's the law of United Kingdom.
Yes.
You see, it's the law, it's the Abbott's law. I like to call it the Abbott's law. It's the law of the United Kingdom, basically. So if you choose to go to court, you're just saying to them that, yes, I'm one of your civilians, which is just a staff member.
Yeah.
So if you work for, they're saying that you work for United Kingdom, basically, or you belong to United Kingdom, that's why they say it's law. They say it's in law, it's of law, or it's by law.
Yeah.
But it's not actually law.
No.
And this goes back to 1232 with the law merchant at St. Ives, where the abbot took over and gave us the Lex Mercatoria, which is the legal system. You see, so the legal system, the Lex Mercatoria is the legal system which is run by the abbot. So that's basically United Kingdom, and them and all the laws of the Lex Mercatoria is the UCC, is all these administration laws, is all these accountancy laws. Do you see? So there's all basically the king's got 100 laws, for example. Now, because the abbot wanted to run the market, the abbot then allowed. The king allowed the abbot to use like 10 laws. So he said, okay, you can use the UCC, you can use administration, you can use accountancy, blah, 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 and all these different laws. So this is what we've got. We haven't got the 100 laws.
Right.
We've only got 10 laws. You see, when we take ourselves out of that Lex Mercatoria and the legal system, and we go back into common law, then yes, we get that. Do you see? This is why King Bench and Queen's Bench is closed at the moment to basic us in a certain respect, because we're seen as citizens on the maritime ship, as you mentioned earlier. Yeah, you see. So, but yeah, it is. It's tricky. It's tricky to some people, but once you get your head around it, and as you said earlier on, it's the main point is contract law. It's all contracts, and once you understand a little bit about contract law, it's the thing. The most important thing I would say, the easiest thing to remember with contract law is that contracts can only be made between corporation and corporation, or men and women, women and men, and women and men and men, basically. But you can never have a mixture of the two. So a company can't have a contract with a man or a woman. Yes, correct. That's why the name comes in capital letters, because they've created the name into an implied corporation. That's you see. So it's a big scam at the end of the day. It is a big scam. It's a big. I mean, the fact that they imply a corporation upon you is staggering. Totally. How they get away with this, it's like, oh, my word. Maybe you might have heard about David Icke, where he's been banned in multiple countries. Sure. And I might try and contact him. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think David Icke knows what we know. I don't think he knows that a country is a corporation. So I was wondering if there's like something we could, I don't know, some advice, some tidbits of information that he could use, because it's not himself, the living, breathing David Icke, that's banned. It's his legal fiction, the corporation, that's banned entering the jurisdiction of these countries, which are also corporations. It's paperwork. It's not the physical land itself. So if you can wrap your brain around that, then you can say, right, okay, well, this is commerce. So who is it in one of these corporate countries that is not allowing me to enter into this jurisdiction? And how are they able to do that? So that's the sort of angle that I would go if I was David Icke. And I also want to try and tell him, I want to tell people about the passport. The passport actually stops you traveling. It doesn't help you traveling, because you've become a postman, basically. And then you have this passport, which is a document, and that stops you at the port. Yeah, the thing about it with the passport as well, it's it is you just said something there, completely went out of my head. Yeah, you're postman of a document. Yeah, basically. So you see, with a lot of people, they think they're a postmaster general. Until you can't be a postmaster general of the United Kingdom. No, you can't. But you can be a postmaster general of your own corporation. Yes. That's the thing. So if you're the limited company, you're the postman, you're the janitor, you're the secretary, you're the director, you're everybody in that company, because there's only you. So you can be a postmaster general. I don't know if Tegan's on here. He should be. Okay. Yeah, Tegan's like my right-hand man in the group on the Telegram group. He runs the Truth Talk groups on Telegram, and he's done his passport. I'm sure if he's on here later on, he'll have a word and tell you what he did, because he got basically a passport as a corporation passport now. So he's traveling. His name is actually a corporation. He's traveling as a corporation, so he's traveling under his own country. Because once you're a limited company, you become your own country. Okay. Because United Kingdom is a limited company. It is. So if United Kingdom is a limited company, and we all hold a United Kingdom passport, So if I'm a limited company, all of you can hold one of my passports for my country, because I'm just the same as United Kingdom. As long as I go through and do the memorandums and the articles, everything in that certain sense to get myself or my company the same as United Kingdom.
Yes.
I could go and copy their articles of association or memorandum documents and say, right, I'm United Kingdom now. So I can have all these companies under me. I can have bailiff companies, I can have insurance companies, I can have banks, I can have everything under my company, because it's just a shell within a shell.
Yes.
And my company is a shell, basically. So I can have loads of different companies under that shell. It's like, basically, see, that's where I don't really talk too much about the trust, because the trust is your limited company. It's the shell. So you can put whatever. The trust comes in. If I'm doing a business with you, Peter,
sure,
we set up a company. Now there's two of us in that one company. Now within that company, you can set up a trust within the company. That's what trusts are really for.
Sure.
Do you see? When you're setting up a trust and you haven't claimed yourself as a limited company or anything, you're just setting up a trust under the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Do you see? Whereas you're not setting up a trust under John Henry Doe Limited. And me and you are directors of John Henry Doe Limited.
Yeah.
So if John Henry Doe Limited makes £1 million, I'm going to say to you, Peter, okay, there's your 500,000. I'll have 500,000. You can go and put that in a trust within the company. So whatever you're doing and whatever your 500,000 is doing in your trust, where it's gone, where the limited company, John Henry Doe Limited, is on the stock market, for example, you can have 500,000 as a trust in that same company on the stock market. So you're only drawing from that stock. I can't draw from your stock because it's your trust.
That makes sense.
You see, so if the limited, if United Kingdom is if you're creating a trust within the United Kingdom, that's where it kind of like gets a bit, because you can only own that for 80 years. You can only own a trust for 80 years.
Yeah.
Whereas you can own a limited company for a lifetime and forever.
Now, here's a question for you. So if you set up yourself a limited company in your name and you make it dormant, is it still possible to set up a trust and operate a trust within a dormant limited company?
That's what they do.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
That's what they do.
Oh, great.
You see.
Dormant companies can also own property.
Hey, Tegan, how you doing, bro?
Okay.
Very good. How are you?
Tegan, this is Peter. Peter, this is Tegan.
Hi, Tegan.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Another good. If you want to talk about legal stuff, talk to Tegan. I don't really get too involved with legal. Tegan gets involved with legal.
Okay.
And affidavits and all of that kind of stuff there.
Sure.
So he's a really good, really good guy to know. He's my right-hand man in a certain sense.
Oh, excellent. I'll have to get in contact with you, Tegan. I might want some information from you because I'm interested in doing that. If you set up your own limited company and then set the trust up within it, I think that's as strong as you're ever going to make a trust. No one's got any jurisdiction on it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No contract with you, and you can cancel any contract as the owner as well.
Yes. I can see that as well.
Because the thing about it, as I said earlier on, sorry, Tegan, as I said earlier on, is when you were born, your mum gave the particulars of birth form to the hospital. She didn't give it to you. And that particular birth form is superimposed, as I said in the Truth Serum video, #1, the birth notification form stuff. That form is superimposed onto security instrument and given to us. So who's got the original document, which is the certificate of name given and the birth notification form? Who are holding them? Well, we got one guy in the room as well, Justin, and Truth Talk 172 was about a couple, what he knew, and they actually got hold of the birth notification form, which was a really good one. I'm sure he's in here as well. He'll probably have a word with you and tell us about that as well later.
Yeah, that would be good.
But yeah, sorry, I just didn't mean to.
No, that's fine. It's fine. That's really good. Yeah, as soon as you're talking, all these questions pop into my mind, and I'm scribbling down notes as we go.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So one of the things is endorsement and stuff like this on paperwork. This is where you get into the coloured paper, the duck blue coloured paper, dealing with the ecclesiastical stuff and the deed poll stuff, I can't find anywhere that will spell out why that color of paper is important. So everyone says it's got to be duck blue, and I'm going, why?
Well, it's the robin nest egg blue. The robin nest egg blue. I'm not too sure why. Tegan may know, but yeah, it's the robin, and that's the thing with the certificate of name given.
Right.
That document is actually printed out on that color blue paper.
Yeah.
And then it's sent to the church.
Yeah.
That's why we can't seem to get it. We can get blank copies from the registrar, but to get our filled out copy, this is why This is why I think they're rushing through everything now and spending all this money, man, because they know that they're going to probably do the reset as well.
Yeah.
But as soon as you buy a limited company, you've done your reset.
Yeah.
Because it's the SESPKV Act. The man shall return, everything gets revested, and you lock the door on your estate so they can't go in or out of it. Do you see?
Got you.
I'm not too sure why they use blue. I'm not too sure.
I don't know whether the symbolism behind it or something, because there's always a reason why they do these things, and I just love to know,
But with the certificate of name given, the difference is when you're given the name in baptism, the writing on the blue paper is actually in black, whereas if it was given to you not in baptism, the writing on the document's red.
Oh.
So you see, so there is some games going on here and some techniques and whatever they seem to be using.
Well, I can probably add a little bit to this baptism thing, because in there, as you know, there's a religious part to all of this. Now in their system, I think this is all tied in with the Unum Sanctum Trust. Is when you're born, in your little foot, your baby foot is placed upon the contract, within the hospital, you've offered your soul, but you haven't given it. But then when you are baptized and you are born again, because you're put in the water and then you're taken out again, at that point, the church owns your soul. So that might be why, if you are not baptized, they write in red. But when you are baptized, they write in black, because that's the dead entity. I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine, so I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that. But it's just one of them things, they've had this planned out for years.
Oh yeah.
Hundreds of years. So for us lot to come in here and know that, all right, even though I've been studying 30 years, it's nothing. It's nothing. 30 years is nothing to what they're so far ahead on what their plans are. But the other thing I would say is that even though a lot of people may read the Bible and a lot of people are religious, some forget that we're still walking in the Bible, because its story ain't over yet.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the Bible itself as a metaphor. It's like got hidden meanings, if you know what I mean. That it's got some truth in there. It's explaining to you what's actually going on. A lot
to do with gematria as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
The numbers and all that stuff. There's numerology. I mean, it's the alchemy, isn't it? They deal with astrology, numerology, all the ologies. It's like crazy.
There's a hidden number code in the Bible, and each number has a meaning. I think I've only found 3 of the numbers so far, and but yeah, I'd like. That's just a sideline thing, but I'd be really interested in finding out what each number meant, and then you could go back to the Bible, and then you can start piecing together what the code is. But that's like Da Vinci stuff.
I'll send you a link actually.
Okay.
But there's a guy, a Jewish guy on a rabbi. He's on YouTube, and he speaks about gematria. I mean, you can just put in gematria on YouTube, and it's a Jewish guy just sitting in it looked like a library. And he's just talking. He tells you I think it's about an hour talk, really good talk on what he goes on, know. But yeah, it's all numbers and numerology. You've got the Eastern numerology, you've got the Western numerology. So a lot of them can differ and can sway off track. But to go for the Jewish gematria is the main one, because then you'll really find some information in there.
Excellent.
And also as well, you can look up a guy called Randall Carson.
Oh, okay.
Randall Carson. Yeah, he does a good gematria video actually. and speaks about all the numbers in the different shapes, the star tetrahedrons and the octagons and all the different shapes as well as with all the numbers.
Oh, yeah, all the shapes have meanings as well. It's like the square. It's like the when you're at university and you got the mitre hat on the square. That means your mind is in a box. It's closed.
That's the one.
So all this symbolism, it's all there.
But this is it. I mean, like, we get dragged into it through their teachings. But it's just for us really just to stand back and say, well, I don't really want to get involved. That's all I say. I don't want to get involved.
Sure, that's the same thing that I try and tell people at the Sovereign Project is, don't fight the system, don't go after these people, just turn your back on it and say, I'm not getting involved, I'm not playing that game anymore, thank you very much. Offer declined.
There you go, no contract, offer declined.
No contract, yes, no contract, offer declined.
And that's what I think people find the hardest to do, because they don't think it's that easy, they don't think it's that simple.
But it is.
I mean, like, back in, I think it was early 90s, even Theresa May was on the BBC in the morning show, and she even said about what you said earlier on about the police. Yeah, Theresa May actually, and it's still on YouTube. Theresa May actually says, "Yeah, the police need your consent."
Yes,
as long as you're giving them your consent, that's it. This is it. As long as you give them your consent, and the voting is part of that.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I was researching this, and I found out that obviously, if you use a voting form, okay, so in fact, if you use anybody's form, you're operating in their jurisdiction because you're using their paperwork. Totally. So you've got the voting form, and of course, it's all, they say use black ink, so you're using black ink, and then they'll say write your name in all caps. Put your all caps in there, and then they'll say put a black cross by the person that you want to vote for. Well, that black cross is the signature of a simpleton. You've effectively handed over your power of attorney. Totally.
Because the thing about it, when they sent you the document, the voting form in the first place, they've written your name and address on it in capitals anyway.
They have.
So as soon as you put a cross on it, as you just said, you're signing it.
You signed it. That's how they get you. So don't register to vote. Don't do it. That's for the plebs.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And yeah, sorry. I know we're going well off track and going deep into stuff. I don't want to really go, just cover some of the questions you've got.
Yeah. Let's get into that. I mean, what I'll do is ask you some basic questions here, and then we'll let other people chime in with their questions, I think. Sure. Secured party creditor. Could you shed some light on? I get that asked a lot, and I try and explain what that is, but I don't know it not as well as you, I don't think.
Tegan, do you want to say something on that? Tegan, you there, bro? Okay.
Yeah. Tegan, where are you, mate? We need your legal expertise. Secured party creditor.
Well, the secured party creditor basically is that you're giving, basically your Christian name is a secured party creditor. As you said earlier on, when you was born, you got your heel pricked and then your foot taken the footprint, and that was on the birth notification form, yeah, or the Guthrie card, as some know it. Right. So basically what it is, on the birth notification form, because that was the first document created, there's 4 parts to that, and your surname is the only thing what's written down on it.
Right.
Now, the secured party creditor is the certificate of name given.
That's the Christian name, isn't it?
That's the Christian name.
Yeah, not the surname.
There you go. Yeah. So the creditor is the Christ name, and the debtor is the dead entity surname.
Makes sense.
So on the right side of the birth, so when you look at the birth notification form, it looks like a ledger.
Yeah.
On the right side, you've got the creditor. On the left side, you've got the debtor. And, and on the left side, your surname's written on that. And they class you as an infant as well. Do you see? And an infant doesn't turn into a child until 7 years old.
Yes.
Now, when we look at the Cestui KV Act, if the tenant goes missing from the domicile for the period of 7 years, it's presumed lost and dead at sea. But an infant doesn't turn into a child until 7.
Right.
That's why on your certified copy of an entry birth certificate, they call it child. On your birth notification form, they call it infant. Do you see? So
that's right.
So until your certificate of name given is handed over, and with the certificate of name given, it's a lawful document because there's no boxes on the page, and the officiating minister signs it, and then they send it over, and the superintendent register signs. So you've got two signatures on a lawful document.
Right.
Do you see? So you've got two witnesses there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which makes it a valid contract.
Correct. Yeah.
And they send it off to the Vatican.
Right.
So the Vatican are receiving a valid contract because it's got two witnesses. One's
and it's all written, all written in the same font and everything like that. It's not.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it's still legal.
Okay.
Because it's got the capital letter wording on it.
Right. Well, that's a legal title anyway. So
of course, even though it's a lawful document.
Yeah.
This is what I try to explain to people as well with the limited company. Even though you've got your limited company, it's a lawful document because there's no boxes. It's written on one entire skin, but it's still a legal instrument, and the legal instrument can only be recognized in legal language.
Yep.
Do you see? So if on your limited company, your name will be written in capital letters. It's not about it being a corporation. It's about it being recognized and being seen as a legal instrument with the wording.
Right. That makes sense.
So that's why law can perform in legal.
Yeah.
So when you get your limited company, even though it's a lawful document, it can go into legal and stand real firm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? And then come back out of legal and be legal. So it's just your ship going into the water and coming back out, or going out into sea and back into dock. That's how we got to look at it.
Yeah. Exactly. And you control the company. So a lot of people will enter into a contract and they'll use an implied company. They won't actually own it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. And then they have full control over you. So for example, if you go into court, are you Mr. X, Y, and Z? Someone says yes. You're in big trouble if you don't own that company or have the title deed or something to prove that.
Yes. Here's a question for you. Just thought of something. So let's say, for example, before
Tegan, did you want to give anything on that creditor?
Oh yeah, secured party creditor.
Secured party creditor. Did you want to give your input on that?
Okay, well, it's important when you think of it in part of a company. So it's a creditor of a company is someone who holds, for example, his or her debt of the security of the property of the company.
Okay.
So especially in England and Wales. So for example, you can get a lien or a security thing or a mortgage based on something. You have the title to do that. But what I'm trying to say is exactly as if you don't have that title, you're entering in through an implied contract with an implied company. And that's where people are going wrong. They've got no rights and they're taking responsibility for an implied entity that they don't have any control over.
Yes. That makes sense. That's cleared it up. That's great. Yeah. So if I've got my limited company, then I own that one.
Yes.
Not someone else's implied company.
No.
Exactly. And then you get a trademark. So a trademark is the highest legal form. I know we shouldn't go into legal, but it's the highest legal form document you can get. So you also get the trademark. So you own the lawful title, which you get when you get through Companies House because it's a different jurisdiction. And then you get the trademark. But that is unfortunately registered under United Kingdom, but they still cannot trade with your property. So a trademark is a property. Yes. So if they write to you and they're using your property for commercial purposes, financial gain, this type of thing, that's fraud. They break LIBOR laws and they're in big trouble.
Because what it is, what Tegan's saying there is that the trademark is actually the patent office, and the patent office comes under United Kingdom, whereas Companies House doesn't come under United Kingdom.
What does it come under? Companies House?
It comes under the Crown.
Oh, right. Okay. Now, when you're referring to the Crown, is that the monarch, or we're talking about the Crown Corporation?
No, that's the monarch.
Monarch, got you.
Because remember, when people go and buy their name as a limited company, they ask for the company name, and that name is turned, whether you write it in uppercase or lowercase or whatever, that name is converted into a capital letter name.
Right.
But as soon as you write down your owner name, who's the owner, the owner lives in England.
Right.
But the corporation name lives in United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the drop-down menu choices you get. They don't give you a choice to choose United Kingdom as a living man or woman. You only get the choice to choose England.
Oh.
But with the company, you only get the choice to choose United Kingdom and not England.
Right.
So the company is going and being floated in maritime law. Do you see?
Right.
And you're not being, what Tegan was saying about there with the trademark, we put down the trademark in our limited company because our name is the trademark. So if I've got my name is John Henry Doe, then if I go and trademark that John Henry Doe, that John Henry Doe is going to be seen in capital letters. That means it can be the director. So I, as a living man or woman, doesn't have to be on the ship. My trademark is captain the ship. Do you see?
That makes sense.
So because it's the patent office. The patent office belongs to the United Kingdom. It's like HMRC.
Yes.
So, and when you get the document for your trademark, it's got a light blue box around the edge of the page, what encapsulates all the information in the page. So it's in a box, do you see? Whereas your limited company, there's no boxes on the page at all, no lines around the edges or nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
There's small distinctions, very, very small distinctions. If you don't know what you're really looking for, it will be very, you can be fooled easily.
Oh yeah, I can totally understand that. Going back to the limited company name and this implied company name and court. So let's say you get pulled into court and then they call your full name out. Are you John Henry Doe or something like that? We both know that is referring to an implied corporation or company.
Sure.
Is there a possible that you could be in court and say, well, actually, I don't recognize that corporation, but I have my corporation here in my briefcase and it's limited?
Yeah, I mean, like there's the video on Truth Talk 119 with Jessica. I said to Jessica, take Martin's limited company document and put it in the miscellaneous file, but don't tell him the case number. Because if you go down there and try and give them the case number and try and put your limited company in your case file, then it won't work.
Okay.
They'll try and reject you. Because remember, when you go to court, it's not only men and women as implied companies or citizens going. There are companies what do business in the courts as well. So you can go down and put your limited company document in the miscellaneous file and say to them, well, look, I forgot the case number. Let me get back to the office and I'll get the secretary to call you and give you the case number. By that time, it's too late because they've just given you the UCC. The UCC is the receipt. Any receipt is the UCC.
Right.
If you watch Josh at Large, 10 Rules of Commerce, he talks about Lilo and Stitch. And Lilo comes down from space, or one of them, Lilo or Stitch, he comes from space or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the spaceship comes to collect him. And he said, oh, no, I don't want to leave, blah, blah, blah. So the gate man says to Lilo or Stitch or whatever, says, do you have the receipt? And he says, yeah. And he pulls out the receipt. Once you've got the receipt, you're first in line, first in time to ownership.
Right.
Do you see? So that's basically the UCC. As long as you've got the receipt, you hold the advantage.
Right.
You see, it's a lot to get into. And I mean, I don't want to go too deep because I know it's a general conversation for those who know about, who don't really know too much as well.
Yeah.
See, but I mean, like Tegan will tell you legal stuff on that. Do you want to say anything on that, Tegan?
Okay, well, it's not legal advice as such, but I've tried this myself. That's how I know how this type of stuff works. But for example, civil courts are companies, and they have a company registration number. They have a Dun & Bradstreet registration number, which ties into the Cloverfield or the Clearfield doctrine. Sorry. So when you go in and a judge is there, you can hold them liable through the company and their surety bond for any damages when you go in. So when you go in, you like present the bond number that's going to, cover me for damages that you might do. They'll run.
Right.
This is it.
I'd love to get all this down on a document or something, like almost like a how-to guide. What's the process?
As I said, again, in the Truth Talk video 119, basically the whole outline of it, I went off track for a bit. The whole outline was she went down there, basically gave over the limited company. Now the guy was meant to be in the court on a Thursday. He never turned up.
Okay.
So the following Monday, a police officer came to his house and said, can we have a word with you down the station? And he says, yeah, sure, but I'm going as the man. And they said, yeah, it was only one guy. So he went down the station. They locked him up anyway for the night. And when he went into the court the following day, when the judge asked him his name, he just said, "I'm the owner." And he said that 5 times. "I'm the owner. I'm just the owner. I'm just the owner," which is basically the beneficiary. And the judge, and then basically they quit the case anyway, and he won the case. So, but before he left, he said, "Well, was this about Thursday?" And the judge says, "No, you were here on Thursday." Because the limited company was in the limited company document title deed was actually in the case file. So the judge had the legal entity.
Right.
He didn't need a physical body. He just needed the name.
Right.
That's why I'm saying the name is so important. If you attach yourself to the name, I know it's very hard for people to do, to detach their name from your name, because we've been called it all our life.
Yeah.
You know? But if they work on a system where everything's in paperwork, which we've all got indoctrinated into, do you see? Then it's not a struggle, but it's finding the doctrines to get us out of that.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yeah.
And
it's a complicated setup, that's for sure. No wonder so many people fail at this.
Because
it's very complicated, and you can't make a mistake. They will destroy you if you make one mistake. They'll rip you apart.
Yes.
And that says it with just a deed poll. I mean, like, it meant to take 10 weeks for my deed poll, man. It took me a year nearly.
Wow.
Do you see? Because I made one mistake on it, and they wrote to me and said, "Sorry, but the form cannot have no errors on it."
Nope.
A legal document can have no errors on it. So if a legal document has no errors on it, and any company is writing to you in all capitals, and uppercase and lowercase, they've got 2 different languages on the document. Romilly Stewart points that out. You can't have 2 jurisdictions of language on the same document.
No.
So there's a legal mistake. Everything should be legal on that document. You see?
That's correct.
So you can turn around to any company and say, "Well, sorry, there's an error on your document."
And there's a lot.
There you go. And the Royal Courts of Justice is showing us that, and their law. And the thing about it, when you get your depot, that's the enforcement division at Queen's Bench. Queen's Bench Enforcement Division is the highest enforcement division in the country. So if they're letting you go, who other parking ticket enforcement officers, they know it. Crazy.
Oh yeah, we've got to do something. We've got to try and make this easy for some people to understand. We've got to make like a guide or something that they can read and get this information out to people so they can start using it. I tell you, one thing we are doing here in Leicester is we're thinking about trying to audit a court. So, you know, when you go to court, you don't go on your own anymore. You can bring 7 or 8 people with you, and then they can audit the court.
But
and
the problem is, sorry to cut you there, but the problem is that how there's no need to go to court. Because
no, there isn't.
It's the implied company that's going to court. If you've got your limited company or your trademark, as Tegan said earlier on, or even your depot, who are they bringing into court? They're bringing in the legal fiction. That's the thing. And they're bringing in a capital letter name, which is an implied, because they want to draw money out of that company. But because you or us or we stand on behalf and sign on behalf of that implied company that we don't know is a company. So we're acting as an implied director.
Yeah.
That's the thing, rather than express director.
Yeah.
Do you see? Once we claim the limited company and we're the director of that, we can go in there and say, yeah, I'm the director. But they can't do nothing because they don't have a contract with that limited company, because you, me, nobody signed a contract for our limited company because our companies are dormant.
Yes.
So how can it operate? How can there be any contracts if it's dormant? My company's been dormant for 7 years. So there's no contracts.
Yes. 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 Yeah. We've got to get this sorted. We're going to give this information out to people.
But the thing about it, I mean, on top of what you were just saying there about getting it out to people, the most important thing I would say is if you do it for yourself, and then you see what goes on and you see what happens. This is why I can talk so well about it, because I've seen it for the last, I mean, I bought myself in 2015 and I've seen it for the last 7 years. So I can talk about that and explain what is happening in that certain sense. So once you do it for yourself, you start to see what happens and it starts to open you up. And that means it's easier for you to explain to somebody.
Mm.
And then they, as an individual, have to do it for themselves. It's scary, yes.
That's true.
There's a lot to gain from it. There's a lot to gain.
Yeah, we can't do it for other people. That's true. They have to do it. It's their own personal journey. They have to do it themselves. But I'd like to be there to give them a helping hand. But
I totally agree, and I thank you again for just putting a talk on as well, for all of us lot to get on here and actually talk about things, you know, because it is about helping each other. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's right. This is what it is. This is again, Sovereign Project set up. All the information is free. You can just download it. There you go. I'm not charging for the information. I always believe the information should always be free. Just give it away.
Totally.
You know, I've got to help everyone.
What is the login? What is the login for your website, please?
Oh, the
Can
login.
you put it in a chat? Yeah, you said we need to log in to get in.
Yes, just sign up. So when you get to the when you go to the website, it'll just ask you for a name and a password. We've made it. I think all you need to do is an email address, any name, whatever you want to be called, and just your password, and that's it. And then once you've done that, you've registered, you know, you're not handed over ownership or anything, but you're registered, and now you can gain access to the website. So we've done it as simple as we can. And there are other questions you can answer if you want. Like, we like to know general location, because one of the things we're trying to put together is like a network. We've got over 10,000 people now, and some of them, I think we've got 10,000 people in 75 countries. So I'm trying to create this network, this global network, because I'm trying to set up the trade. I'm trying to set up all this sort of stuff, because we'll have a separate economy. You know, we'll just step out of the controlled economy. But that's in the future. But that's it. That's all you got to do. A name, email address, and a password, and then you can gain access to it.
Thank you.
So let's, I know we're talking quite heavy stuff here. And so some people might be, oh God, this is too heavy. Let's line it up. Let's talk about the MOT certificate being a tax form.
The MOT?
Yes, you know the MOT. You need to take your car for an MOT.
Yeah.
That's a tax inspection.
Totally. The thing about it, the MOT is basically for the DVLA, which is the DVSA, the Driving Vehicle Standard Agency for the DVLA. And basically, if you register your car, you're basically saying, okay, you're working for the DVLA. Yeah. Now, if you work for the DVLA, start writing invoices, start invoicing them. Seriously, start invoicing them, because they're saying that you're one of their agency workers, because that's why it's called the Driving Vehicle Licensing Agency. An agency supplies drivers, and driver is one who's employed. Yeah. Do you see? So when you go for an MOT, you're saying the car that you register, or the car or the bike that you registered over to the DVLA is basically now has to be roadworthy to do commerce. But you're not doing commerce. I mean, like in Black's Law Dictionary, you've got the family car, which takes it out of the jurisdiction, and you've got the family car doctrine, which takes it out of the jurisdiction of the DVLA. Yeah.
And you've got private car insurance. No one here has like commercial insurance. You know, it's private and domestic.
This is it. This is it.
So even in their system, it backfires, because the policeman, he pulls you over and he's trying to get you into joinder and admit you're the driver in commerce so that he can, you know, inspect you and hit you with fines. But my car insurance says private and domestic. I'm obviously not in commerce, but they still do it.
I would say if any police pull you over, make sure, have a pen hand, or even have a business card. But they pulled me over one day and I wrote my name down in uppercase and lowercase and gave it to them. Mm-hmm. You see, and when I got the summons coming through, they had to change my name to give me the summons, because they couldn't say that I told them that name, because it was written down. But the police officer wouldn't even give me the paper or show me the piece of paper so I could take a picture of it. Do you see? He hid it in his pocket. But that's the thing, you know. I mean, if I would say to people, if you're gonna, if get yourself a few business card printed up with just your name in uppercase and lowercase. So if any police ask you for your name, give them the card. You don't say anything, because if you say something, if you say your name, they can write it down in anyhow they want.
Yes.
Because remember, they're working for the legal corporation, so they can understand and write it. If you say something, they're hearing legal, so they're going to write it down in legal. But if that officer was to come out of work and you told him your name again, He'll write it in uppercase and lowercase.
Yeah.
But while he's at work, he can only write it down in capitals because that's what the job requires for him to do or her to do.
That's just reminding me of something as well, is that it's all paperwork, this. So if a policeman pulls you over, you're not actually obligated to actually talk to him.
This is it.
So you can give him bits of paper and say nothing.
That's it.
So if he says, "What's your name?" you can go, "That's it." Give him a card. You don't have to speak. You're not obligated to talk. It's all paperwork.
Perfect. And that's why I started printing up the limited company cards with a limited company name on it, which is a trademark, and you've got your Christian name on there as the authorized agent. You've got your company number on there, blah blah blah. Do you see? So you've got all of that information. But even if you do say your name and they write it down, the thing about it, if you get the letter come through the door, remember, it's still going to come in the implied company name. So you just return it back to sender. Yeah. So rather than getting into a big hoo-ha and start arguing with them, then what you're doing is just saying, okay, yeah, here, this is my name. And I tell you my name. They write it down. They give you the piece of paper. You can sign it. If you sign it, just put a circle around it and just write under duress. Do you see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get on your way. If they want to send you anything through the post, they can only send it to the implied company name.
Yeah, and the reason they want you to sign something is because driving is a trademark thing. So if you say, yes, I was driving, and you sign a document,
that's it.
You're saying you committed a trademark violation against whoever owns that filing. But also, if you own a trademark and he writes your name down, they're doing commerce with your property, you can charge them for that.
There you go.
Oh,
the trademark.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, trademark's a powerful thing, man. Trademark's a really powerful thing.
Oh, we definitely got to get this information. I love it. Let me see. I tell you what, we've been chatting for about an hour. Should we open it up and let other people ask some questions?
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. Not a problem. You got Alex, you got Marianne.
Yo, I'm here, man, anytime.
Bro, how you doing? How you doing, bro? How you doing, bro?
I've been waited. I've got my stuff written down. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I've even got a new trademark, mate. You're not going to believe what I've got for you.
I know. Go on, tell me, bro.
Listen, I know because I've listened multiple times to the stuff, right? I've got a new one for you, but copy mark, trademark, you know the routine. You know, you've heard John Henry Doe. Yeah. You know, you've heard John Henry Doe. Yeah. You might have even heard John Doe. Shit, you might even know Jane Henry Doe. Let me give you something brand new. Let me give you, as I was driving out of London today, I realised what my problem is. I've got a few problems, but I've been thinking about our shared problem here. And I've got the new one, and you don't know about this. It's John Dodo. John Dodo. You better realise, recognise, understand, trademark, overstand, whatever you need to do. John Dodo. You ain't never said those words, son. Never.
You recognise. You go, bro.
John Dodo, mate. That's my problem. I'm hunting a bloody dodo here, and he's there. I've seen him.
So what's happening? What's happening with you, Alex? Come on.
All right, let's go down longs and shorts real fast. I was just about to build a Zubi as well. That's going on hold. So I've been doing all the stuff. I've got the trademark. Let me just, before I begin, on the John Henry Doe things and all this, that, and the other, I realised what's going on with me. Okay, so my surname would be John Doe. Right. All right, because what we've got in John Henry Doe is your Christian name, your middle name or your floater, and your surname. Yeah. And we're connecting the middle name and the surname up to, the first name and the middle name up to create a new Christ name. And we're retaining the surname. And that's how we're doing it. When we go to the deed poll, we tell them this is how I need it. And they come back and they give it you change the style to upper and lowercase. However, I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong here, Carl, is the hyphen, as it so often is in this world, the big ass mechanism? Because I'm telling you now, I've figured out what's going on. I've got the emails here. I'd love to read them so that people can actually see what they might come up against. I've been rowing now with King's Bench for must be 6 weeks. I actually got it up on my other, let me just get it up on the laptop here because there was quite a trail. I'm just going to step through some of it, but I've explained to them, look, thanks for talking to me last week. My old name was, I'm going to just say my name. All right, Carl. That's cool. Because it's complex and it's fucking tricky. Oops, sorry. It's tricky in my mind. Excuse my French. You can beep that out. No. I'm going to say my name. All right. like Beyonce in court, trademarked. So my name's Alex Theodoridis -Jones.
Mm-hmm. So you got a double barrel. So you got a double barrel surname.
I got a double. Well, they gave me a double-barreled surname, right? I also have a certified copy of entry here. Mm-hmm. I've got 2 of them without lines through box 17, by the way.
Good.
Just, yeah, you know that. You know that, maybe. And on my birth certificate, or my certified copy of entry, it says Alexandros, because my father was Greek, is Greek, and it's got Theodoridis.
Right.
So somewhere in my life, when my mum remarried, got a stepdad, Jones, and I became, through an unenrolled deed poll in my teens, when I set up my bank and everything, I became Alex Theodoridis -Jones.
Right.
All right. So I would have thought about that previously up until today as John Henry -Doe. Yeah. Not the case.
Sure. Henry
resembles our floater, right? Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to row this out with them. I'm saying, look, you need to send me this thing, right? I want the new enrolled depot with my name as shown, Alex Theodoridis -Jones. When I first applied for it, and this is important for anyone with double-barreled surnames, I pulled the surname, my surname, which was capital letters, all Theodoridis Jones. I pulled it and said, right, I want Theodoridis -Jones, and the Jones was lowercase, as if we were pulling the floater and the first name together. We would kind of make it one name, right? That was an error. I spoke to Carl about that. Yeah. And the bottom line is, if you're doing a surname, it should be Theodoridis with a capital T and then hyphen and then Jones with a capital J. It's the surname, it's different.
That's it.
It's a double barreled. So I go back to them and I say, right, okay. Now bear in mind, there's a small error on the thing as well, which is to do with citizenship. There's one box I hadn't ticked.
11.
Yeah. And my declarant wasn't ticked there either. But I did tell them, look, but I'm wondering if the detail is giving them the devil and they're pulling it out. So I'm going to have to reapply at this rate. Anyway, I'll go through it. I've told them that I want this. And I also stated there, British citizen under section 11.1 of the British Nationality Act 1981.
Can I just ask you a question quickly?
Of course.
When did you acquire the name Jones?
Oh, since as young as I can remember.
Okay, so if you was born without the Jones, that's the only name you should be concerned about. Because if the name, if every other document has your name Jones on it, Jones isn't on your birth certificate.
No, but they do daisy, right? They daisy back to it.
Yes, but the birth certificate name is the first starting point.
Okay.
Anything after that is only just another building block on top of that.
Well, I also own, as we know, I own that one as well. That company's purchased, as is my son as well, and a couple of other things.
So get the deed poll for that name.
Okay.
Do you see? Because that name would tally up with the birth certificate name. Because
how in a world where they've got me tied up, obviously with the bank, the driver, the pass, the national insurance, and then I go to them and say I want the deed poll for this. What are they going to? Are they just going to ask me for my certified copy of entry? Or are they going to ask me for some of the sort of identification, because the other identification is going to read Theodoridis Jones?
No, that's the thing about it. Your birth. See, the thing about it. See, when you, as you said before, you got an unenrolled depot for Jones. That's only recognised by you. It's not recognised by anybody else. Do you see?
Yeah.
So they're not going to really recognise that as a lawful stroke legal document, whereas your certified copy of an entry will be.
Even though
if you're sending your birth certificate for the deed poll, keep the name as the birth certificate name.
Yeah.
Do you see? Because again, as I said, Jones will be put on top of that. And when you got your Jones, it wasn't enrolled, it was unenrolled.
Yes.
So that is not your name. It's not recognized by them as your name because it's unenrolled. If it was enrolled, then the Jones would be recognized.
So why couldn't I as we've always said, we pick our names, right?
Sure.
So I run by this name and I don't have a problem with this name.
Sure.
I just want it set down correctly. So I've gone back to them in what I now believe to be the correct format, and I've said, well, okay, I've had in-depth conversations, and I've kind of said, well, okay, look, this is how I want it, with the T and the capital J, and that would work well for me, hyphenated. And and they basically come back saying that they had to put it up to a master. And then the master came back and basically said, here it is, apologies for the delay in our service. We now have direction from the sea. And by the way, this is not a fear-mongering thing, by the way, guys. Let me tell you something. No. I'm going to get this.
See, I think what the problem is, yeah, I think because Jones is not.
No. This is the problem. They put the problem here. Well, this is what they put. The senior master has stated in relation to your application, please notify the applicant that his application does not evidence any change of name. We do not recognise change of upper or lowercase as a change of name. Now, I've cited 2 Gazette things, one of your own as well. Sorry. Yay. I believe what happened, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Yes, I'm changing the status of my name, the style of my name, and we all know what we're doing here. And it is very different. And I've explained this to them. I've went in on them. They bottled up on me. They wouldn't come back to me. They said, oh, we can't answer anything else. But I believe what happens is the name does change because you put the hyphen in, don't you? So the name changes. So that kind of circumvents that, oh, we don't recognise that as a change of name. And it's well, you're changing
the hyphen's already there anyway.
No, but I'm on about for you.
Oh, right.
So say for John Henry Doe.
Right.
All right. John Henry Doe goes in, he wants to get it, he goes in, he gets it. He comes out, he's got it. I've gone in with a hyphenated surname.
Right.
And I haven't got it.
Right. No, but hold up. Slow down here. Slow down here for a second. Now, the reason I say about your birth certificate name is that if you're taking on somebody else's surname, like Jones, for example, remember, that's a different estate. That's a different estate. Your surname is your estate. Jones's surname is somebody else's estate.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Can you see through that?
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying to you, if you go for your name first, get your name first. If it comes back and your name first as the birth certificate name, because your surname is your estate.
Yes.
It's not Jones. Jones isn't your estate.
No.
It's not your Sestry K.
No.
It's Jones's Sestry K. You're not part of the Joneses family. You're not their blood in that certain respect. No disrespect, bro.
No, man, I hear you.
But you're not part of that estate. And that's what I think the problem might be, because they don't want to get in trouble to give you somebody else's estate or tie you to somebody else's estate if you're not a blood relative in that certain sense. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. So if I go down exactly that route and do exactly that, and there is no middle name or anything like that. So I mean, I'm a bit. They might try and come back at me again with this is not a change of name thing.
No. The thing about it, because on your birth certificate certified copy, your name would be how it's written.
Yeah, I've got it here. Yeah,
perfect. So the thing about it is, like, when I did mine, my surname Brian was capital letters. Yeah. So when I filled out the depot name, my old name I put down, I wrote the old name all in capitals.
Yeah. And the first one in upper lower.
And then the full name, the whole name. In the old name, I put all as capital letters because they ask you for your old name.
Yes.
So you put your old name, all capital letters. Because that's how all the corporations are seeing you. And they as a corporation themselves will see you as that capital letter name, as an old name. Then you're changing the old name into an uppercase, lowercase name. So that would be the new name. So a capital A and a capital T for your surname. Whereas with your old name, it's all capital Alex and capital Theodore.
Yeah.
You see? So I would say go for that first to see if that works. Because you're talking about this Jones, I'm only thinking it's the estate. And the estate is a lot. And I don't think they want to be held responsible by giving over somebody else's estate, which doesn't belong to somebody who's not inclined to have that estate in a certain respect.
So do you think the roots that like the unenrolled depot that was created when I was younger, that everything's been based on?
That's why it's unenrolled.
Yeah.
If it was enrolled, the estate would be given to you. Do you see?
How would they have enrolled that though when they changed my name back then? That's what I mean.
Because the father or the mother would have agreed to that, because they would have been doing it. as enrolled to say, yes, here, he's going to have my estate.
Right, you're not even giving over a name. You're giving over the fucking CQV, excuse my friend.
No, but do you see where I'm coming from now?
Yeah, I know. I get you, man. I'm 100% there. I just wanted to iron out
because of the things that me and you've been talking through on phone and on Instagram and Facebook or wherever. Because this is the only thing I can really come down to of that Jones is another family name.
Yeah.
So you can't be the debtor of the Jones because the Jones is Jones.
Right. So I roll over now. That's it. Bangs. Draw a line under it. I go for the enrolled depot, uppercase, lowercase, in the certified copy of an entry name. That's going to be Alexandros Theodoridis.
That's it. Just that. Because remember, you were born before you were given Jones.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So this is why I'm saying go for that first, because then later you can discuss, because that is the founding name. That name comes above everybody.
So name. To be clear here as well, when I'm applying for it, I'm not going to apply for it as Alex Jones. Theodoridis Jones. I'm not going to apply for it as Alex, how I'm known now. No. I'm going to go in and apply for it as Alexandros Theodoridis, because ultimately that stands above all other things that don't really stand anywhere at all. They're all
Theodoridis was your SPKV.
Yeah.
You see, that's your estate.
And I got no line going. Motherfucker, I got one more of those tucked away. I don't
that's the only thing I can really think of, Alex. Do you know what I mean? For all the stuff we've been talking about over the last few months, whatever, that's the only thing what really can come to my mind.
I couldn't suss it out, man. I'm in the car and I'm like, do you know what it is? I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm looking at Dodo here. This is Dodo. This ain't even Henry Doe. This is a double Doe situation.
Yeah.
And I had to iron that one out in my mind. But actually coming back to it, maybe the root problem is the fact that I'm applying with an unenrolled name in the first instance.
Thank you.
For an enrolled version of the unenrolled name.
Thank you very much.
I should be applying for the everything else is set up the other way. Now, by the way, with this effect, I'm right in thinking you can double dip and all the rest of it with the, like we do with the docking in and out of the ocean with our boats. I mean, does that mean that I can still, if I change my name, all my banks and everything is still set up as Alex Theodoridis Jones?
That doesn't matter.
Just do my depot. I own it. To be honest, it probably help if anyone comes to the door. Anyway, I've had one visit already. They buggered off now. My house is fully 4K'd up. I'm ready for it, I tell you. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. Oh, sorry, someone trying to ring. So, yeah, I think I know where I'm at with that one then, Carl. So when you've got double-barreled surname and just a Christian name, obviously, if it's enrolled.
Remember this, if it's unenrolled, it's not recognised.
So I never really had that Jones name anyway.
No.
Standard issue.
Because we're playing in their field, remember?
Yeah.
We're playing
now my son, sorry to
Sure, go ahead.
My son, when born, goes under the name of whatever, John Henry Joe. He's got the Jones.
Right.
So
that sounds
can
like
be.
But the thing about it, because you've taken that on and you're giving him your estate, you're not taking Jones's estate from Jones.
No.
You're giving your son Theodora's estate.
Yeah.
You're not giving anything with Jones. So it doesn't matter if he's got Jones or not, because it comes from you.
Yeah.
It's not coming from his grandfather, what's not his grandfather, in a certain respect. No disrespect.
Yeah. To be fair, the only reason I captured him was it was purely from I have these dystopic visions sometimes of a world that doesn't quite look bloody right anymore. And I imagine, do you know what I imagine? I imagine all the Wallies that decided that everybody was chatting rubbish, walking up to these little lines to try and get through, and they're going, "Who are you? Prove you're not a pig." And they're like, "Oh, can't really do that." And we're like, "Yeah, we got the Crown documents, motherfucker. I mean, arrest me still if you want, but standard issue. I did my best. No boxes. What more do you want?" So
yeah, I would go for the first name, what's on your birth certificate.
I'll do that.
Get that one sorted out first.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it, as I said, they probably don't want to put themselves in the hot shoe by giving you somebody else's estate.
Well, they are They went through it. They heard you. They must be hearing your rules quite a lot, by the way.
Probably.
Because like, I'm showing you now. I'm showing you that's an email. Just do that again. Like, they don't need to. I tell them I'm dealing with facts and facts alone here. I don't understand. I took them down the route of the. See what they tried to tell me? It's more recognisable by people. I had to tell them that if they can't tell the difference between an A and an A, this is a very sorry with the greatest respect. This is illiteracy, and they need to be sorted out. You know, they're like the excuses and rubbish that they will throw back at you is unbelievable. But yeah, the email was very in depth and concise. So in the end, the way they came back, they literally, because that senior master responded, they literally said, "I'm sorry."
As I said, try that one again, and then if anything, just get back to me again. Like
yeah. I'm gonna just. I think. I mean, what do you reckon the best thing to do on that is just quit that one, get a refund, and restart the whole situation? Or
yeah,
I don't think they're talking to me much anymore.
Just do the whole thing. Just do the whole thing. Start again, because it's still going to take you 10 weeks anyway.
Yeah. Right, long. Right, just remind me which, because I can't remember it all now. It's been so long. Give me which is it? A truth serum.
Truth serum 4.
Right. I'll do it via truth serum this time, because I'll tell you what, the devil is in the detail, and it really is.
It's a depot. Yeah.
I'll go and do it that way, Carl, and I'll leave the floor open to others. Thanks ever so much.
That's cool. Thank you, Alex, for bringing that forward. Because the thing about it, I wanted to discuss that, because that was pondering in my mind earlier on. It's a different surname, so it's a different estate. And if you said it was unenrolled, then that estate wasn't given.
You're right.
Do you see?
You're right. It's the dodo from that one. It's the dodo.
I can't say I'm right. I can just say
you are right.
This is one of the things that we can think about. Until we go through and see, and get some results. When you get your result, then we can have another look at it.
It is weird, because you think like the only way somebody would enroll is if they were already unenrolled, or unless they were already enrolled and they were changing a name.
There you go.
But it's weird. You must get a lot of that kind of going from unenrolled to enrolled. So I wonder, it's just, I guess it's because they go running in with capital letters and they're like, yo, no worries, have it. Next citizen, next ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're rolling in like this, and then they're probably going, put that through the AI. Oh shit, he's bought a company and he's trademarked as well. Fuck, and he's quoting Hornseywood. Mate, I think you're onto it there. And I'll tell you what, very worst case scenario, it's a backdoor in and it gives me an uppercase, lowercase. And actually, truth be known, it's the truth. Because everything else is based on an unenrolled name.
There you go.
So we only deal with truth and facts. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks again, man. Thanks.
No, man, my pleasure. Thank you.
Listen.
I'll leave you to it. Cheers, guys.
Marianne, you there? Or Bones?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
All right. I've just put my camera on, but I'm not. Right. I'm all right, mate. I've got a couple of things that I want to chat to you about and just let you know what's been going on. So I'm just going to follow on a minute from Alex with the birth certificate. Yeah. Sure. So it's taken me about 6 months to get these direct answers off them. Okay. And it's from Her Majesty's Passport Office, General Register Office. So what I basically asked was the capitalisation of my surname, because my birth certificate is Marianne is already in uppercase and lowercase, the proper
is yours 10
formula. Pardon?
Your 10 boxes or 17?
I've got 17.
Okay.
So basically, what I've asked is I want to change from capital to lowercase my surname. And what I got back under duress from them is, I'll cut it short, it is not law that a surname must be recorded in capitals. And if an informant insists the surname is not capitalised, then the registrar should observe their wish.
Perfect.
So then they've put, you cannot change your surname via space 17, as this space is reserved only for a forename, and it wouldn't be possible to correct the surname simply to remove the capital letters, as it is not incorrect in being capitalised. Sure. So obviously critical thinking, well, if you're going to let me change it in box 10 well, at the beginning, you know, then obviously it's not going to match, because it will be uppercase, it will be lowercase and uppercase in the correct format, but box 17 will still be capitalised. So I went back to them, and this is where it took on about 4 months with me phoning them as a registrar and blah, blah, because I wouldn't let it go. And basically what I got back in the end is where a name has been recorded in space 17 and the subsequent correction to the name is requested, this amendment would be made to both space 2 and 17. However, the only amendment required is to show your surname in lowercase, then it may be possible to arrange for certificates issued to be shown in the manner you're requesting. So regarding the birth certificates, you can have it done in uppercase and lowercase with your surname, if that is any help. Now, regarding the middle name, I won't be having that put on because that was my confirmation name. My name was Marianne Fitzgerald at birth. So that I won't be putting no middle names on mine. It will be as it was recorded on the day. So that's one. I don't know if that's any help or, you know, like I say, it took months. They did not want to respond to this, but you've got to persevere and don't give up. So I won't be going to know. Now, the High Court, right, there is no High Court. That's gone, yeah. That went in 2009. Our court, so whoever's, you know, having the row with King's Bench or Queen's Bench, it's the Supreme Court system that we have, which Keir Starmer wants rid of. 2009, Queen's Bench, it was replaced. So I don't know how many guys are aware of this, because this is what everybody in the Chancery Courts are going for, the King's Bench or Queen's Bench, you know, whatever you want to, but it's not. Above that, you have the Court of Appeal and then the Supreme Court, because you must remember that America, their constitution runs off ours, yeah? We don't run off theirs. They are bound still to King James in the Charter of Virginia 1606, without going too deep. But this is what people need to be looking at as well before the Settlement Act, is the Charter of Virginia. Yeah. This is how I'm going for things and reclaiming the wealth that was already bestowed to us by our Creator. Now, court, I had a court case, yeah. I messed up, but what I realised, they do not put in the correct paperwork. But I did mess up. I was meant to mess up, though, because I learnt from it. Now, in that scenario, Crown Prosecution presents their evidence. Their paperwork will never, ever be correct. There will be a fault in there. The paperwork that was missing with mine was where I stated I was not the alleged driver of an alleged crime. Now, I lost the points on my licence for not responding to their paperwork, not for the crime that they accused me of. However, as the judge did point out, I did respond back, but I responded back with notices. That paperwork they accused me of not filling in was not submitted in court. Okay? Now, I'm telling you now, this is not just me. This is how they get away with their system. So I'm going through the appeal, but in between, this is where it gets interesting, and with the companies. I was supposed to be in court today for my appeal, but they cancelled it. Now, I had a notice of enforcement come on the 25th of the 11th from Cedar Group, and it claims that there's been a warrant issued against me, a warrant of control from Warwickshire Magistrates Court for not paying a fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So basically, there is no fine issued yet because it is still going through the Court of Appeal. So I phoned up this Cedar Group, and I was met with somebody of foreign, because they seem to be putting foreign entities in here to deal with this, to be fair. So I got in touch and I said, where's the warrant? You know, because I'm putting it to you lying. They can't issue a warrant because the case is ongoing. It ended up they put the phone down on me. So I did phone up Warwick Court to confirm what I'd said. And he said, you're right, we have not issued no warrant. Right. So then I went on to Company's House. OK. And I thought, right, let's see who you are. So put in Cedar Group. Now, don't forget, they are claiming to a warrant of control for Her Majesty's Courts Tribunal Services, yeah? So, you know the shell companies?
Yeah.
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 I went in, personal significant control, got 3 down. Guess who these babies are?
Oh.
Outsourcing Incorporate.
Yeah.
They are a governing law. They're a stock company. Their legal form is from Japan, yeah, and the place they're registered in is Japan.
Yeah.
So this is going to you on about when you go into court, you're going in as the UK, yeah, and you leave the country when you go into court on the ship.
That's it.
This is our trust that we're talking about. Okay, so this company from Japan, right, is claiming to be collecting a fine for His Majesty's Court and Tribunal Services in the UK. You know what I'm saying here?
Remember, all companies are all international.
Yes.
So, and the thing about it, I mean, like, sorry to cut in there, but the thing about it, what it is, you're creating an argument with them for a fictitious entity which is implied. I would just send it back and just say, forget it, return to sender, and don't even pay attention to what they're doing. Because everything you're still,
the thing is,
but you're still attaching yourself to the name. And you're still fighting a battle for something that you don't own.
But the thing is, in how it is, okay, this has to be exposed. I hear what you're saying, you don't own it. I hear you. Totally. But unless this system is, the court system has to be put right. Yes, because if it's not, people are going to go to prison.
No, you can't put their court system right, because it's the United Kingdom's court system, which has nothing to do with a man and woman who's living in England.
It's the UK system that has to be put right.
Yeah, but you don't have to put it right, because it's just a company. The United Kingdom is just a limited company. Why are you trying to put right somebody else's limited company? I'm not going to come in and tell you how to run your limited company, and you're going to listen to me. You're not. That's the problem. We're taking on the position of being a director for a company that doesn't exist, only under United Kingdom as a sub company of theirs.
Yes.
Do you see? So there's no point you trying to argue a battle that you're not going to win. If you want to win the war, go and get your limited company and don't even talk to them. Don't even do nothing.
I hear what you're saying, but Hornsley, there's a lot of people, we know that there's corruption going on, and the police will come and people are being put in prison.
Totally. Totally. But this is why the limited company and the trademark and the depot is so important. Because that takes you out of the incumbency of that office, which is United Kingdom Limited. We're all in an office. Most of us now who's bought ourselves as limited company, we've taken ourselves out of the United Kingdom office. We are our own office. If those want to stay in the United Kingdom Limited under their office and under their legislation and under their rules, that's up to them. But if you've taken yourself as a limited company, that's fine. People will start seeing what's going on with you and want to follow in your footsteps. I mean, like PR, Tegan, yourself, myself, and a lot of others are trying to do the best we can to try and free people from the United Kingdom Limited. But the only way you're going to do that is if you claim yourself as a limited company yourself and take yourself out of their incumbency, so you don't have to pay attention to any of their legislation, statutes, or rules. It's like being a McDonald's. You're not going to listen to McDonald's rules and legislations if you're working for Pizza Hut. Do you see? Because it just won't function.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. But I'm going to do a degree in law because I do believe that there is a system. You know, we have the 10 Commandments and they are the laws of the land. No, of course, so there are laws.
You can't use that unless you're on the land. And if people are going to want to stay on the United Kingdom Limited ship as a citizen, then they're only going to have that law of that United Kingdom. As soon as they take themselves off the ship, hey, they're back on the law of the land. That's it.
Now, with the limited company as well, you know, I've got 5 myself, but I'm looked into unlimited companies as well, because where there's a yin, there's a yang. Now,
why would you want unlimited liability?
Right, because I believe this is how they skip through. Now, for one, unlimited companies can only be dealt in sterling in Scotland. For 2, they do not have no dealings with their creditors. They do not have to show their outgoings to Companies House. And the personal liability, when it comes to it, well, you're not a person, are you? So I think unlimited is as important as limited, and it's between the two. It's not everything. For me, you've got to look at what is unlimited exactly. Where there's a yin, there's a yang. Why does it only deal in sterling in Scotland? Why does it not have to deal with its creditors? Why does it have to show its gains to Companies House? It's private.
One second.
Why be held liable?
Well, why are you bounding yourself to their company rules? That's all they are. They're company rules, and you're bounding yourself to them. Why?
Well, I see it's unbounding them because that's more private than limited. Companies House's rules as well, is it not? You have to show them you have to do your returns every year.
No, that's the thing about it. When you're dormant, all you're doing is filing. That's it, and you do your confirmation statement. That's it. You don't have to show them anything because you're a dormant company. It doesn't matter if you're unlimited. It doesn't matter if you're limited. You're still dormant. Your company start trading, whether it's unlimited or limited. Doesn't matter.
And the only difference is you don't publish your filings if you're an unlimited company. That's the only difference. It doesn't give you any other guarantees. I'm reading it now.
I understand what you're saying. I understand fully what you're saying. You see, but what Tegan and myself is saying is basically it's a dormant company. So if it's dormant, no one can do a contract with it.
You see, the thing is, though, all these debtors that come after you, when you go to them, they're all dormant companies as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't
all
matter.
Of them, when you go in the shell companies.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So why start playing their game? Come out of their game, stop playing their game, and go and do something else instead.
Well, this is what I am doing. I'm doing something else, but I don't believe, and I've been dragged out of my car by the police, Hornsley. You know, I'm doing my mortgage. I've had my gas and electric cut off. And the fact of it is, you have to know your rights and you have to know the law. I get what you're saying to come out of it. And yes, but that's not going to happen, tomorrow.
No,
and I need to be able to save myself, but I'm doing it within the law. Because they try to section me. We've got to be very, very careful about where this could go with mental health.
Remember, a lot of them won't. We know how crooked these law enforcement people are. We know how crooked they are. They're going to try anything just to give you a piece of paper where they can claim money off you. That's all. They're just out there they're just out there for commerce. That's it. It's just a money. So they're going to do every dirty trick on you. And no disrespect, you're a woman. It's worse for women. No disrespect, it is worse for women. And I feel sad for you guys because you get the hard end of it because they don't really come hard with the guys. We can stand up to them and talk to them. Women, they tend to fear away. I'm not meaning that sexism or anything like that, but it's just that they know that they're a big of a bully. They're stronger and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to go harder at a woman than a man. So they're going to try everything at you. The thing about it, as I said, anything like that, just take their paperwork. And then when they try and send you a letter, just return to sender because they're not going to chase it up. They've done their part. It's like a parking ticket man. He walks around the streets and he writes you a ticket. He puts your ticket on the car. That's his job done. It's the same as a policeman. As soon as he gives you a ticket, that's his job done. It's out of his hands now. It's out of the parking ticket man's hand. It goes on to the next department. So when the next department sends you a letter, you just return to sender. That police officer or that parking attendant got his commission because he's done his job. That was it. It's the next part. If you then tend to bow down to the name that they're saying and the name that they're giving to you, that's our own mistake, should I say. If for somebody sending me, I had contravention tickets coming to me and I even showed the group. They wrote my name Carmichael, but they changed the A and the E around in Michael just to try and fool me. And I spotted it. My name is Michael, not EAL. And I sent it back, return to sender, wrong addressee, sorry. And I put a line to it, say this has been logged. And I took a photocopy of it, sent it back. And I haven't heard no response from them.
Yeah, my friend, they're trying to do on a 2-day trial for perjury. And it's all to do with what you've just said, the sending it back. Because she's claiming that, you know, that she didn't open it and receive it, which she didn't, but they're going through the postal system. And you're right, it is dirty trick that they are trying to do. Totally. Quite correct. But I don't know with the, to me, you've got to take the battle on and to just send it back.
Stand your ground.
You do.
Stand your ground. That's all it is.
You do, but I'm not one for just sending it back and thinking not known. You know, I'm well aware that I'm being traded on. I'm well aware of that. And when I went into court, I didn't go by their rules, you know. I did my own.
Okay, so what name's being traded on?
My birth, we're all traded on. My birth, when we're born.
Wait a minute, slow down. You've got your limited company, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Right, so what name's being traded on? They're not trading on your limited company. They're trading on the company they made you. They made it for you. You didn't make it. You made your limited company. So why are you concerned about something they made for you?
Because that's what they're trading on, your birth certificate.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're trading on that. Remember, when you take back your limited company, the Cestui KV Act states your rebuttal is that any man shall return from the sea, everything's revested. So everything's in your account waiting for you to go and collect it. So you shouldn't care or worry about the implied company or the implied name, what's not you, because that's their making. If you go to the birth register and ask them, I want a log of every document that's made with my name on it, they would have to provide that for you. And then you can see all the share number documents, what's being provided out under your name.
They won't. I've tried it. They won't release it. Anybody, so long as they've got the correct details, your parents' information, because I've said it's identity fraud. Anyone can get copies of your certificate. I'm still fighting that now. This has been ongoing.
Sure. But
what they have said is
you're still fighting for an implied company, a legal fiction. You're fighting for you're not a legal fiction. You're a woman. They made you a legal fiction. So why are you standing in the legal fiction shoes to fight them? Because you're not gonna win. You're not gonna beat daddy, as they say. When you take yourself, which you have done, you've taken yourself out the incumbency. You are now the daddy.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I lost you then, mate. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We didn't lose you, Carl. I think it's heard.
We can hear you.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean, I think your connection's probably playing up. But yeah, it's a good. They're very, very good points you're bringing up. Very, very good points you're bringing up. But let's stay with the fact that they're trading on an implied name, what was made for you, and they give you a name. If I gave you a name and say, right, go and trade with that, you're trading on that name all the time, and I'm taking the benefit of that. And then as soon as you buy your limited company, you can say, stuff you. I don't know who that is, and that's it. That's all you need to say. And that's what everybody's doing now, in a certain respect. Stop trying to fight with them for something that, what they be particularly in a shitstorm, basically. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like they're trying to put you into something that's not to do with you. Everything what we're doing, nothing to do with us. They're dragging us into hell with them. I'm saying, no, it's all right. I'm not going to hell. I'll stand over here and watch from the sideline. Thank you. I've got my limited company. This is the name you're looking for. And Companies House states there can only be one name written like that. And if you hold the full title, absolute deed for that name, and nobody else has that, and nobody else has permission to use that, that's why they won't write limited at the end of your name when they're sending documents to you. You won't see the limited company. You won't see the limited LTD or limited at the end of your name. You will just see your name with a Mr. or Mrs. at front, meaning that you're still one of their citizens on their ship. It's the lowest rank. Mr. and Mrs. is the lowest rank in the Admiralty. So I totally hear where you're coming from. Totally hear where you're coming from. But you're trying to fight a losing battle in a certain sense, because they have the stronghold over us when we're acting as that implied legal fiction. I'm just trying to operate as a man or a woman, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, you've got the limited company is there now for me to use in their legal system if I choose to. But as a man, I choose not to use that legal name in their system. So anything what comes to me, it has to now come to me in uppercase and lowercase, just as the Christian name and not no surname. Because I'm the authorized agent of the limited company what carries the surname. The surname is the most important thing because it's tied to the Christian name, and a legal name in Black's law, as you already probably know, a Christian name and a surname put together creates a legal name. So they can't just write to your Christian name. So the only other way they can write to you is to the limited company, because there is no surname at the end of your name because you've only got Christian name.
Or they try to trick you and writing abbreviations.
Thank you.
And they try to trick you to take responsibility for that entity again.
I have had, yes, I've had that on numerous, letters that they send, because whenever I do go to challenge anything, I challenge it as my company. I challenge it, under my company, and I am the acting agent.
But don't challenge anything with your company. Don't do anything with your company. Don't challenge it, nothing, because they won't recognize it because it's dormant.
Well, they're fucking dormant too, Hornsley.
Sorry?
They're dormant companies too that are doing it, all these bailiffs.
I know, but don't try and figure out what they're doing. As long as you're doing what you do and you carry the paperwork or you carry the receipts or whatever you need to carry, if you write a letter to them, say, yeah, can you explain my name as an acronym? And you don't hear no response. You've written a letter. You've got the stamp mark on it. You can bring that up into court and say, well, hold up a minute, I've written to you 10 times and you haven't responded. So why should I even pay attention to you? But you won't even get to court.
Well, that's part of why I'm doing the process that I'm doing. And it is exactly for that reason, to show that there's been no respondent from them, And when I do, I am, using the terms, do you have a contract with myself, with my company? So I use my company for everything for that clarification. Do we have a contract? Sure. And it is why, because no respondents is taken as your agreement. Well, the burden of proof is on you, and if you're not showing me no evidence, then you're wrong.
If you're approaching
so that is why I do what I do.
I know, but if you're approaching them, they're only going to see you in their world. You don't have to approach anybody because you're not recognized. You're not in their world. You are a completely different country. Your limited company is a country. That's what United Kingdom Limited is. It's a country, but it's still a corporation. You are a corporation, which is a company. So which is a country. So why do you want to go and have any involvement with the United Kingdom? You don't. Stay in England and Wales. Deal with England and Wales, and England and Wales ain't throwing nothing at you. It's only United Kingdom throwing stuff at you. That's it.
Okay, Rome. That's what the United Kingdom is, isn't it? That was the joining of it, United Kingdom. That's Rome, the Vatican.
It doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't matter what it is. The thing about it, don't take yourself into their waters. You have your ship now, and it's docked. And no one can go on or off of it because you have a guard at the front of the keeper, and you pay them £13 every year for confirmation statement to say that you're only allowed the one to go onto that ship. So no one else is getting on that ship. As I said, go and do something else more interesting with yourself in a certain sense. Start looking at yourself and what your business wants to do in that certain respect.
My business wants to help others. It wants to set people free.
But that's perfect. And this is what we're doing. And it's good that you're bringing up these points as well. It's really good. But we have to look at the facts. And the facts is they're only trying to get you to stand in the director's position, signing on behalf of a company that you didn't create. Do you see? You don't want to stand in the director's shoes of a company that you didn't create. You're only going to stand in the shoes of the director for the company you created, and that's your limited company. You can't stand in the director's shoes. If the fiduciary at their end in the United Kingdom is standing in the director's shoes, you ain't got no chance in hell. Now you've got your limited company. Their fiduciary can't come and stand in your limited company. No, because they're not written in on Companies House when you do your confirmation statement. It's only you.
I hear you. I hear you.
I mean, and I think it's a blessing that we're all trying to do stuff for people. But as I said, until that individual themselves take on the role and what they need to do, it's only them that's going to learn their process as they go along. Because we're all in the same boat together.
That's true.
You're bringing some really good points. But again, as I said, let's try and stay with the facts where we know that we're the limited and we have full control of that. Nobody else has control of that. Only you. If they're still sending you letters, they're sending you letters to the implied, which is nothing to do with you. So give a damn. Do you see, in a certain respect? But it's good that you're raising these things and bringing these things forward, because it does allow people to look at other things as well.
I just want them to kind of know, you know, I mean, I'm a single parent here with children, and it brings a lot of fear of what we're doing, but you have to get through the fear. And the truth is there even in their legal realm. Yeah. Totally. It's just not being exercised right. So totally. I don't want people to live in fear, and I'm willing to go on the front line. I would never do nothing to put my children in danger, but I believe in God, I believe in our creator, you know, and that's there. And that's all that I am doing, is actually following his laws. Totally. So I'm trying to bring people out of the fear, you know, and let them know it is actually, this is a corrupt system. Sure. And, you know, where there's a lie, there's truth. And it is about bringing the truth out to set people free. Peter. You know, and I have helped a lot of people fight in the system using the proper law, because they can't lie. So I hear what you're saying. I do Sure. hear what you're saying. Okay, and I think we've all got different things we have to do, like you say, to get to where we're going.
Definitely. Peter, do you want to have?
And we'll all be in paradise, hopefully, one day.
Sure. Peter, do you want to have any words on that for Marianne there?
Yeah, I mean, basically everything you're saying is correct. You've got to take yourself out of their system. Don't accept their legal fiction name. It's a corporation. It's not my corporation. And you've got to try and treat this as a business. Don't take it personal, although they are corrupt and they are trying to rip you off. But try and look at it as if you're a director of your own limited company, and they're trying to force another company onto you, but you're not the director of that. Say, well, that's not my company, that's not my corporation, got nothing to do with me, so I don't recognize the name, send it back.
Brilliant, yeah.
But yeah, but I just noticed, but I was just looking at the time.
Yeah,
I think we've got some other questions.
Yeah,
they're short.
Sure. Bones, go ahead. Sorry, Marianne. I hope that answers up.
Yeah,
we can clear.
No, thanks, guys.
No, that's fine.
So long, but
no, thank you for bringing it up, and we'll chat soon again. Definitely.
Yes, definitely, my friend. Take care.
Bones, how you doing, darling? Is your mic on?
Is your mic on?
Yeah, she got mic on, but
I can't hear. Oh, got no picture now. Is she gone?
We got sound, but it doesn't look like your sound's coming through. Check your settings. While you're doing that, we're just going to jump to Doctor.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, can you hear me?
Hiya, darling. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Nice
It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, I was just, it was a conversation Marianne had brought up, and you know, I totally understand what she's saying, and she has my full support. I live in Scotland.
Totally.
And Carl, it has changed.
Yeah.
People know their stuff. I know my stuff. And you know what they're doing up here? They are 10 steps ahead.
Brilliant.
They are targeting single women.
Of course they are. They will do. They will do.
But as Peter said, we need these processes made simpler, written down, but we need to support, and men know, with all the love and respect, you need to back these women.
Yeah, no, we are definitely.
There's not many men left.
I know, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I know. With all the love and respect, I know, but what they're doing up here It's no point sitting and talking about this and saying don't go into fear and stuff. People are doing their best. They're picking the, the people that I know, they're doing that. And from what Marion was saying, she has every right to go into that fear because she wants the best for her family.
Sure.
But we all need to buckle up.
Because you're up in, I don't know if,
each other, because things are happening up here, and it's easy to say, well, you got to know this and you got to do this, and you're in legal and you're not in legal. It gets beyond that.
Okay, can I just jump in here as well? Try not doing this on your own. This is the reason I set up the Sovereign Project, so people could get into groups and work together, so you're not on your own.
Exactly.
We've got 6 workshops now within the country, so people can go to the workshops, learn the basics, and get networked. Okay, so we've got 500 people now in Leicester on our mailing list, on our email list. When those numbers start getting really big into the thousands, the court's got no chance. All right, because it's not just going to be me who's going to walk down to the courthouse. I'll have 10,000 people behind me.
We don't even need to go to the courthouse. We don't need thousands. We need hundreds of thousands. We need millions. Okay, we need everyone. I'm not sure
if Laurie's on today, because Laurie's up in Scotland and she was going through a few problems. I had a quick couple messages with her and she says, things are working out in a certain sense. So I don't know if she's on. She might.
So if anybody here, who I don't care where you are, but if you're in Scotland, great. I'm in Aberdeen. Please get in contact.
Totally.
Okay? Because I've been in so many groups, and between you and me, Peter, I really appreciate that you're saying get involved in your group. And I'm glad I came on to this call. But I have been disappointed. I'm sorry, Carl, but disappointed with the lack of cohesiveness and synchronicity, and everyone going into their own fear, which, yes, I understand, but I haven't got time to carry toddlers when they don't want to be carried forward.
Right, so can I just say something? Do people mind me saying something?
Sure.
So I'm a single mum, and I've learned about, first of all, I learned about my strawman. I still don't know it solidly. However, I've got a friend who hasn't paid his gas and electric for 6 years. I've not paid my gas and electric for getting on for 2 years now. But anyway, so we're talking about fines. So I've stuck to the basics. And it is scary. It really is scary because I'm not paying my gas and electric. However, I'm being brave. And but if you stick to the basics, you don't get into a joinder with them. Send a letter, send them a fee schedule, and then they still challenge you. But when you've sent the invoice, I've done it with two debt collectors now. As soon as you send that invoice, they know that you're gonna. They're just testing you, and they're trying it on. But you have got to know your stuff, and it is scary. So I understand what people are saying. But
again, as Gail mentioned there, if you're starting to get into, if people are starting to get into it and stuff like that, they're gonna get these conflicts, and it's the fear. That's the thing. It's the fear is the most important thing. They feed off fear.
They do, and as soon as I sent that invoice on
it's very difficult. I've known women, and they've been sat in their big houses and mansions here, 3 men outside waiting.
Sure, but hold on, wait, doctor.
It's not easy.
No, I know, but hold on, wait a minute.
I'm trying to work, and then you get messages, and you need to get. Yeah, I mean, I'm not having a go.
No, but what I'm trying to ask is, it happening to you?
No.
Right. So the thing about it, don't allow. See, again.
No. It doesn't matter if it's not happening to me.
But wait a minute. You can't say no, it doesn't matter, because the people who it's happening to don't have.
I didn't say it doesn't matter.
I'm not. No, wait. Slow down a minute. I'm just trying to get a point across here. The thing about it, it's not happening to you. It's happening to others. Them others might not have the knowledge you have.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No.
Wait a minute. No. But wait. No, but the thing.
If you stick to the basics, it works.
This is it. And the people who you're probably talking about, they might not have understanding the basics. They might not know what the limited company is about. They know what the depot, the trademark. They might not know anything, but you do. You're banging ahead until them.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl. Go ahead.
Sorry, I said they can trip you up. You can make mistakes in the slightest little thing. By just saying your name, you're entering a joinder with him. You're entering into a contract.
And a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of people you're speaking about won't know this information. Yes, if they see, as I said before, if they see what's happening with us or you or whatever who's done it and are living a clean road, because doctor, you're not having, you don't have a lot of problems. So they can see that from you and use you as like a role model in a certain sense, because hold on, what is she doing that I'm not doing? How come she's getting away with it? And you're getting away with it. As Gail says, if you know what is being done, then yeah, things can easily be done. But it's people, it's fear. All it is fear.
Can I suggest something? You know what would really help people? You know, just having like a little fact sheet of all the basics, like.
Go on my website.
Yeah,
that's what it's there for. Sovereignproject.live. It's all there, free downloads.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Peter. Say it again.
Download it all.
Yeah.
Can I say something as well?
Sure.
Thing is, these people, they have to come halfway. Okay, they've got to. They can't just sit there and say, "Save me," and then we've got to charge in on a white horse and do everything for them. These people have got to meet us halfway and say, "Look, I'm willing to learn. I'm going to put the time in. I'll do a few hours a week. I will learn this stuff." And if people are willing to do that, I will help them. Okay, so they have to come halfway. There's too many people, sadly. They like moaning and complaining, and then I ask them, I said, "Well, what are you doing about it?" And they're not doing anything.
There you go.
And you've got to put the effort in and learn this.
And are any of them on the call? If any of them on the call, get in and speak. That's what the call's about. To bring up the things that, see, most people want to say to other people, "Oh yeah, what about this? What about this?" But they don't want to involve themselves in the calls and actually listen to the conversations and take part in the conversation, because some people might think, "Oh no, I'm going to sound stupid," or whatever. No, you've got to let go of all of that. Yeah. You know, you've got to get involved yourself. If you've got a problem going on, let them speak for themselves, because we can only answer them and give them and allow them to hear and do a plan for them. Your plan might not be for them. Unless we speak to them. As Peter says, if they're coming onto his website and they've got a problem, he can pinpoint the problem and point them in the right direction. It's not word of mouth and saying, "Oh yeah, my friend knows this and my friend knows that and this and that, blah blah." No, you're talking one-on-one, or you're seeing one-on-one. I can't go to you, doctor, and say, "Okay, say this to your friend," and then you go and say it to your friend, but your friend doesn't want to talk to any of us. Do you see? But totally hear where you're coming from. And the thing about it, it's early days. It's still early days. As I said, this has been going on for hundreds of years. And we're just stepping onto the plate now to take our own sovereignty and our man and womanship back.
Yeah. We're the trailblazers of this. We're on the front lines.
This is it. We've got to push forward. As long as if people start seeing what Peter, Tegan, myself, yourself, doctor, and a lot of people on the call here, if people start looking at what's going on there, they're going to start realizing, and that's when more people are going to start to wake up and start to stand in their own shoes and start fighting with their own fear.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be to this. I can see what's happening. It's quite predictable. People are going to be left in such a sad state of not being able to afford life.
Totally. That's what.
And because there's going to be masses of them, you know, they have to understand how to really truly create.
Totally.
Within divine order, and not violently by stealing or anything, but how we're really meant to be here to create for ourselves and with each other.
If we all drop the fear, I think we'd be living in a lot better of a place.
Fear is misunderstood. You need tension to create, but you have to understand what kind of tension it is. You need to be in creative tension. Fear is totally misunderstood. I mean, I've got so many clients who I'm trying to get them to create as much as they can in their lives instead of getting so bogged down in the so-called perception of realities of life, which the whole infrastructure on the planet has directed people. And basically, every one of you has been born on the wrong path right from day one. You have to re-navigate that to make sure that you're creating a life now, understanding the system, working through the system, really working through the system, not taking it personally, understand what fear is. Fear can be your friend.
Definitely.
Fear is my biggest friend. Fear freaking is fearful of me.
Definitely. That's the thing. But the thing about it, as Peter was saying, with his website, it can give a lot of people some answers. So if you ask the people you're talking to or whatever, whoever's coming to you, give them that information, allow them to go there and speak with Peter or his team in that certain sense and try and get some, because it's only up to them. Remember, majority of the people work, and majority of people up to now has been going along with it, saying, oh yeah, I've got a ticket, I can afford that, I'll pay it. And then they pay it, and then they pay it, and they get caught into that trap. But it's only now when it starts getting too much, like this gas and this electrics and this and that and blah, 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 and people are going broke now, people are starting to worry and people are starting to fear because they can't pay their bills. But before they wasn't worried about it because they're in a nice job. What about the unemployed people and all them?
Information has been given. I mean, they said it right from the start with all the furlough. You guys are going to end up paying for this.
Of course.
Do you mind me asking what angle are you coming from? Have you guys challenged the gas and electric yet? Because I've delayed it because they've misusing the 1954 Gas Act and they can go to prison for perjury. So I've gone at it from that angle.
Perfect.
But how do you advise what do you think is the best way? It's like no contract, or we haven't got a contract with them, or I don't know whether I don't even know whether
there is no contract.
There's no contract. I just agree on anything. You don't have to do anything for
just
them.
a minute, I'll just mute my son. Just a minute.
As long as you don't sign anything, you don't have to do anything for them.
Yeah, so what angle would you, because I know there's a lot of people that are, can you go in your room please, Dylan? There's a lot of people that are worried about the gas and electric. Now, I'm not paying it at the minute, but
the thing about it, as I said, I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. They're doing the business with a company that you don't do. That's it. Until they can prove that fact. Who's the company you're doing business with?
Octopus.
There you go.
Nobody.
There you go. I mean,
and I'm a living man.
We can always talk about other people's problems, but them other people should be on the call trying to sort them problem out themselves, or going to like Sovereign Project and checking out that first and seeing what Peter and his crew can do and whatever, and then come onto the calls or whatever. But we can't really sit here because we can if and but all day long for hours trying to figure out somebody else's problem who's not even here.
So you would go, no contract, I'm a living man and woman, this is not mine,
Not even that, just no contract on the envelope, no contract, return to sender, wrong addressee.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. Date it and then take a photocopy of it. You send it back and you keep your photocopy in your file.
Yeah.
To say, I received this letter, but it's not made out to the company.
Yeah.
Who are you looking for?
Well, I'm not a company, am I? So
there you go.
Hold on one sec. I just want to add something. Don't use the living man breathing terminology in any of your documents. Don't hide the living man, because they'll just throw, you're doing the free man on the land stuff, and they'll just dismiss you. Treat it like commerce.
Totally. It's a business.
It's a business.
Right, okay.
That's the way you should treat it. All right. So they make it. So the utility companies are offering you, would you like to contract with them? You go, no, thank you. Offer decline. Thank you very much. Treat it. You're a businessman or a woman, and this is your business, and you're dealing with other businesses. Try and think in that. And then when you do your letters and notices, write it in that way.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the secretary. Think of yourself as a secretary, and you're handling the company's business. That's it.
Yeah.
You're nothing. Take yourself. The thing about it, as I keep saying, we always attach ourselves to the name. But if you looked at the envelope and you said, that's not me, that's just the company, so I'm going to write it from the secretary.
So what I've done is I've changed my name to, I'm going to say Gail, just say my name, Gail of the Smith family. So that, quiet Dylan, please. So that when the letters come through, so it don't affect my credit scoring, so that when the letters come through now from Octopus, it says Gail of the Smith family. So it doesn't say my corporate name.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I've done that right or not, but
no, the thing about it, I mean, you don't want to use of the whatever, because that's nothing like that's on your birth certificate. You're just creating another implied company for them to do contracts with.
Right. Okay.
Do you see?
Yeah.
If you actually use that name, what they'll do, like, you know, Gail of the What's It family, what they'll do is they'll create an implied company that sounds like Gail of the family, blah, blah, blah. There
you go.
You just be going around in circles again.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to quickly jump to Bones again. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kyle, so how would it work? Thank you. How does it work? So, like, if someone's got some outstanding issues with, like, a probation officer, obviously, you know, what I've been understanding that they're the ones that can sort of recall them back to their, you know, to the jail or whatever. How does it work for the youngsters like that in that way? How do we support them and educate them on that level?
The youngsters on what level? Sorry.
Like my my child, he's on probation. He was served a notice for a fine.
Who was on probation?
Well, the name.
No, but this is
the name. So I hear you. The name.
This is what we have to deal with.
Yes.
Because the name isn't a living entity. The name isn't a living entity.
Yes.
The name isn't a man or a woman. It's just a name, what's created on a piece of paper. And the thing about it, we don't hold, you even sent me, Bones, you sent me the certificate of name not given. You sent me a copy of it, the black copy.
Yes, I did.
So if we don't have that document, we don't have a lawful name. So how can we agree to be in that name if we don't have a lawful document to prove that's our name? We have a legal document, yes, but we don't have a lawful document.
Yes, but how do they protect themselves or present it to them?
It depends on their ages.